Today's gonna be an exciting day. Hopefully, we're gonna be trying to drop the swap in today. So this right now we're planning. This is gonna be not part one. This is gonna be the first stage of today, or the first obstacle, and it's gonna be trying to get the engine into the back of my truck so we can transport it to where the car is safely. Because in this location we don't have an engine hoist, so we're gonna have to try to lift it up. We're trying to figure that out. Hopefully it works out fine so we can transfer this and the trans over there, and then when we get there, when we get to Carter's house, we're gonna have an engine lift, an engine hoist. I don't know why I keep calling it a lift, a hoist, so then we can lift it out of the truck easier. So we're gonna try to grab everything we need right now, muscle this thing to the back of the truck, then head to the car. So we made it back to Carter's house. We're here. We got the swap still in my truck right now. So a little update. Unfortunately, the engine hoist that we're waiting for right now, the person that has it is not available at the moment. So we're kind of held back at the moment, but what we decided to do anyway, we have the subframe with us. We're going to install the subframe right now. We're going to do the motor mount kit, so we're going to put the mounts onto the frame. We're going to try to do as much as we can right now in preparation until the guy comes with the engine hoist, and then we'll take the engine out of my truck and put it in. Subframe is pretty much ready to go. Carter's already got the rear bracket to put the rear mount on, so all we got to do is get the subframe bolts, mount the subframe, and then like I said, we have the motor mounts over here. They were touched up a little bit, so Carter touched them up a little bit with the same satin black. There's the mounts. We got the brackets here. These are the brackets that are going to go on to the side of the frame rails. So once we get the subframe on, those are on next. All right, well that was super easy. What's next? Now the mounts.
Test fit the radiator.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Or see how it's gonna mount up.
Yeah, that's right, because we're gonna have to see if, well, you got the CSF version 3, and they were saying that we didn't have to cut this, right? I think that they came with like brackets or something. I don't know. We're gonna have to.
Easier for me. I'll be happy as hell.
I've never used this radiator. Supposedly it's a K swap radiator. You guys will find out how it's gonna bolt up. Again, I've never used it, so we're probably gonna do that first, and then like I said, check the mounts out, because those are just gonna bolt right in. It's almost one.
What's going on? Yo, you playing around, bro. You really playing around, man.
It's your neighbor who's playing around.
He probably won't be on until like 6. You might as well just put the engine here.
How are we gonna get it out? If we get it out, we don't need him. That's why we need him.
To get it out?
I was gonna use the hoist, the engine hoist, to get the engine out.
Oh, I thought we were going straight to the floor.
What do you mean straight to the floor?
Like up, down to the floor, and then make the transmission. You gonna do it while I was swinging on the hoist?
I just wanted to get it's gonna be harder to get that to come down. If you think we could do it, I'll try. That's why I wanted to use the engine hoist, lift the engine out, bring it to the.
Why you broke Kenny's? Let's talk about that.
I didn't break it.
You had it outside for 4 years. That's why it's broken.
What are we gonna eat? Well, while Carter gets lunch, I'm gonna talk about what's going on right now. We got the motor mounts in. We had to oblong one of the holes for not the motor mounts, the motor mount brackets, because it wasn't fitting right. So we got that in. Now we just mocked up the CSF radiator, trying to figure out how to make that one work. And we got an idea. I'm gonna try to explain it a little bit. So with this chassis right here, you can see we have the two mounts, one over there, and then we have this one over here. That was for I don't know if these have a full-size rad. Oh no, it's a half size, and then the condenser went here, I'm pretty sure. So we're going to use, it looks like that one and this one right here. Now these two brackets right next to it, they're stepped up, they're too high. So what I'm going to be doing, I'm going to drill the spot welds out and get rid of these two brackets right here, because on the CSF radiator it has little provisions to fit in 1, 2, and then it has a third peg to fit somewhere over here. Carter has the K-Tune radiator mount. So with getting rid of these two, it should let the radiator sit flush onto those two pegs over there. We're going to put the K-Tune mount somewhere over here, and to fit the third peg on the radiator, and then we should be good. So what I'm going to do right now is just drill these two out, in case you guys didn't really understand what I just said. It did sound confusing. I'm going to drill these two out. That's what I'm doing. Well, there you go. You have both of the brackets cut off. You don't need a spot weld, drilled bit, or anything like that's fancy. You just use the same drill bit size, or close to the same drill bit size of what the spot weld looks like it would be, and then just tap them off, wiggle them out, and that's it. So now we're gonna test. Well, I'm waiting for Carter to come back now, but I'm gonna put the rad back and see if I can try to mock it up a little nicer. Being that I'm by myself right now, I'm going to do my best to kind of explain it and show you what I just had going on right now. So I have the radiator mocked up right now. With those two brackets that I just cut out of the way, the radiator sits pretty much perfect the way it needs to, with the existing two locating tabs that were on the passenger side. So that would be for the original radiator. And the height of it actually fits perfect. It fits kind of under the front crossbar. So I'll give you a look at that real quick, and then we're going to go on the bottom and kind of explain all the different pegs they had at the bottom of it. So I'm holding it right now, but as you can see, the way it sits nice. I'm leaving it in the plastic right now because I don't want to take it out. But it sits perfect once I hold it level. Once I let go of this side, the radiator starts to tilt because there's no bracket on this end. Obviously, we just cut that out. But the brackets I was telling you on the bottom are these guys right here. So we have one right here. I don't know if you can see it, the peg inside the plastic, but the peg lines up perfect with this bracket right here. Maybe you can see it on the bottom. You can kind of see it. So that one lines up, and then the second peg lines up with this bracket right here. That one you can kind of see going in. That's what I was saying. These two, originally, they're perfect. You don't have to cut those off. Now the other side, here, I'm trying to move around. The other side where we just cut the two brackets off, there is one more peg right there, and it's not holding on to anything. So I believe once Carter gets that K-tune bracket that he went to get, we can line it up to fit with this third one, and then this radiator is pretty much going to be held up on its own. Again, that's my assumption. So once Carter gets back with that, we'll verify that and we'll figure out if that's the way it's going to fit. But to me right now, the way it's looking, if I had like a bracket for the top right now, I would put that on, but I don't know where Carter has that at the moment. So it's really nice radiator, actually, making me want to switch to a CSF. It's a really nice one, a nice piece of work compared to the Mishimoto one I have. So I want to talk to you guys about this radiator kit that Carter got, because we're kind of going through it all, and let me tell you, this is one of the best radiator like swap kits that I've seen from CSF. So this is their CSF K Swab version 3 radiator. You've seen already the radiator. I kind of showed it to you how pretty much how it works and all the different options it has. I have it out of the car, so I'll show you a little more of the options and the kit that Carter got with it. I'm trying to keep it in the bag to prevent it because this thing is polished. I mean, it is polished amazingly, way better than the way I polished mine. And once the sun hits it, it looks like it's chrome. But regardless, here's all the extra pegs or the different configurations you can use on the one we're using. So we're using this peg right here, this one, and then this is that third one where we're trying to get the K-tune bracket to fit. They give you options to screw in either the original clamp-on style for the radiator hose, or you can screw in an AN fitting. So that's another option right there. You have some more provisions up top, finding locations on holding the radiator from the top with the radiator bracket. Same thing, you can screw on an AN fitting on here that they supply with this radiator. They give you the cap, and then you can move the overflow nipple in 3 different locations to whatever suits your, whatever you need. And an add-on with this kit is their the Radiator Shroud Kit. So what you get is the shroud for the fan. So you're going to use these 2 bolts on the bottom right here. So this will bolt on kind of like this. So that's how that's going to look right there. And then they give you a Spall fan, which is one of the best fans on the market right now. I'm not sure of the CFM, but if you go on if you go on CSF's Radiator website, you can probably get this whole kit. I'm not sure how much it is, but I mean it is. Well, what's that? How much is it? Expensive. It's expensive. That's what Carter said. It's expensive, but I mean, you get everything you need for a full bolt-on. So I'm loving this kit right now. And the way we're gonna make this radiator fit is with my boys over at K-Tuned. We're using their let me get a part number. Their bolt-on. We're gonna use their bolt-on radiator brackets for a full-size rad for the R6 or EP3 radiator. And I was, I was playing with the kit. Here's the kit. It comes with well nuts and stuff like that. And I'm gonna give you an idea how we're gonna make it work. In the K-Tuned radiator kit, you're going to get all these. You're going to get 2 upper radiator mounts. You're going to get 2 lower radiator mounts. You're going to get well nuts and spacers with some bolts. So in our application, the way we figured out it's going to fit best, since we're using these 2 guys right here, we were able to get one of the lower radiator brackets. I kind of made a mark where it's going to fit. So it's going to fit right here. Now, originally, what you do with these well nuts is you just drill the You drill a hole out to the size of this weld nut. You just push it in, and then it'll be a snug fit, and you could just run a bolt through it because it has threads on the inside. So we had this hole here, and I thought we were going to be able to use it, but the weld nut is just too small to fit in there. So if we just let this bracket sit flush on the bottom, we have this bottom hole right here where we could drill into, and then we could insert a weld nut in here. And it's going to sit a little lower than the original stand. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a second rubber isolator, put it on top, so when the radiator sits, now it's sitting on two isolators right here. It's going to have another isolator here, another isolator on this one right here, and it's going to sit level. And then on the top end, we're going to use one of the upper radiator brackets with this hole right here, which we actually have to touch up because the tape peeled the paint off, but he had a broken bolt in there. So I'm going to drill that out and just put a heli coil in there. This is going to go right here. It's going to hold the top of the radiator because this lines up perfect with which one? It's one of the upper stands, which this guy right here. It fits perfect, or it lines up perfect with this hole. So we're going to use the upper one like that, and that's how we're going to fit this radiator. It's going to be very simple, and again with the CSF radiator kit, the K-Tune bolt-on kit, this literally is a bolt-on with like little drilling. So after we drilled into the front of the cross member, put the K-Tune radiator bracket on. We got the radiator sitting there on its own. It's flat, it's level. Now we would just need to, like I said, we have to drill a hole out over there because that's it's got a snap bolt in there. What we decided to do instead of, well, we're going to drill it out, but we're going to just put a heli coil in there instead of trying to save the threads because they're just so rusted out. There's tons of broken bolts in this engine bay. Car came from Maryland, I think it was, and apparently there was tons of rust there. But I mean, regardless, that's besides the point. So we're gonna heli coil that. Once we put a top mount on there, this thing is set. Like this, just we need the grommets on the bottoms. That's why it has some wiggle room, but it's sitting nice. And like I don't know if I showed you, but I'll show you the top now. That's how the top K-Tune bracket's gonna hold the radiator, and that's all we're gonna need. I mean, this is perfect. We're gonna put it. They come with little spacers, so we might have to fit one down there, or if we want to just put a bolt, kick it back to hold it tighter like that. We're not sure yet, but I mean, I'm really happy with this. This radiator kit worked out perfect. So we have it drilled. We have the weld nut in there. There you go. There's the K-Tune bracket that worked perfect with the weld nut in there. It's not going anywhere. Once we get the grommets on those, that radiator is going to be set. So I really like that bracket kit. Shout out to K-Tune for that. That really worked out. We have extras in case we need anything. But what's so funny?
Yeah, man. You know,
look, the radiator kit is meant probably for EP3 RSX radiator. So since Carter got a K-swap radiator, we didn't need to use all of them because the K-swap radiator came with provisions for a chassis like this. So not to say that the K-Tune kit is not a swap kit, it is.
A separate part number for
but we didn't need to use all of it. All we needed to use was that one there, and then we're going to use the top one. So we have others in case we do another swap. And your boy still hasn't showed up with the engine hoist.
He not coming. He don't even live out here, first of all.
So I don't know. I guess we're not dropping the motor in today because I'm trying to think what else. Oh, we got to cut that bracket out that we couldn't get the broken bolt.
I've been not even looking at that shit.
Let's do it. Let's do it right now because now, and then we're going to have to do some touch-ups. But here's Carter's motor. Just chilling in there. Really thought that was going in today. I don't know. We'll have to figure that out. All I took was the engine harness and the charge harness, which what I'm calling is the ones that went to the harness that went to alternator.
That's including
sensor.
the power that goes to the alternator?
I cut the cables out of it. I didn't take the cables. I just took the connectors.
Dang, yo. So what's gonna power the fuse box?
You still have it in the garage. I didn't take it.
So we're not tugging that?
I told you like 30 times I was gonna make you one. Nah. I'm gonna use this.
So what's up?
Oh, now you want me to make it to you. So then let me keep the cable.
I'm wondering what's gonna make it work is what I'm asking.
I can make it work.
With the ones we have.
I can make it work with the ones you have. I can make it work with the brand new set.
Going to the fuse box?
Going to the fuse box.
You're gonna make those two little prongs.
I have a way of doing. Yes, I have a set of terminals that I made on mine. This is what happens when we don't have an engine hoist. We just hear complaining.
I'm not complaining.
I'm complaining.
I'm figuring.
You ain't figuring anything out.
What you
Okay,
mean?
I'm complaining because this motor is still sitting right there. So that's it. That's the end of today's video. At least we got to show you guys the CSF Radiator setup. The K-tune brackets, they went in.
Bring up my NRG my bracket, please.
Okay, Carter's got
attention to that.
Carter's got this NRG steering rack bracket.
Say the right words.
What is it?
It's a bracket for manual to power subframe conversion. All right.
NRG. I'll show it to you. So the subframe was in, motor mount brackets are in, radiator was test fitted. That's all that happened today. And we got some fresh bolts in there. And now I'll show this NRG bracket.
There you go, that's my boy.
There's that bracket.
Need that.
There's that bracket he was talking about.
If you want to convert your power
Hang on. We can't hear you. We can't hear you.
If you want, now you got me stuttering. You know, I get nervous when they looking at me. You want to convert your power steering subframe to a manual rack, you need that bracket.
Okay. There we go. That's what that bracket is that Carter speaks highly of. That's it. That's pretty much the end of today. I think what we were talking about is whenever this guy shows up, I'll come back.
The Supra. Nah, it's just.
You gonna steal the Supra?
Ain't nothing in there.
I'll come back with the motor.
Plates?
The blue ones?
The blue ones, yeah, they are. I guess they're blue.
Oh no, those are PA plates, right?
Anyway, it says you're just too slow.
Oh, that's what it says?
Yeah.
I'll lock it up.
Talking to you.
I'll lock it up with the RSX.
Lock it up.
Then I got a Supra for him too, if he beats me.
Yo, you always want
I got a
to call
Supra.
that heavy hitters, yo.
Well, that's why I got one for him. He got Supra versus Supra. All right, so if that guy shows up later on, I'll come back. We'll get the swap out, and then whenever because it's supposed to rain tomorrow, if the weather gets nice, we'll come back. We'll put the clutch on, and everything like that. So, I wish we had better news for today, but hey, content is content. If you haven't, we're gonna do what?
You was gonna put the clutch on the ground or while it's in the engine?
On the ground. Once we get the whole engine
you
down.
want to take the engine off and put it on the ground?
Yeah, put it on the roller dolly that I brought you. Roll the dolly and engine underneath. We'll lift the car up, and then we're gonna lift the car down on the engine. It's easier that way, so we don't do any more scratching in there. But what? Oh, would you stop? That's what we're gonna do. All right. Leave a like on this video.
People do all that with a lift.
We're gonna do it with engine hoist.
That's not him.
Leave a like on this video. Leave some comments, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Hopefully, in the next video, we're gonna get the swap in. Once we get the swap in, we're gonna get a lot more work
It's been
done.
a long time coming. We'd have been fell apart.
And I need more shrink wrap. I'm still waiting to do his harness. I was telling him that too. Catch you in the next video. Stay motivated. Keep making the streets louder.
What?